Hello everyone, it's Cameron's day. I'm going to do another video. Now today is a bit of a special video because today, April the 23rd, 2021, would have been Roy Orbison's 85th birthday. Roy Orbison, one of the best voices in rock and roll, or probably the best voice in pop music. And I'm going to be reviewing one of his albums today. Today, it's going to be the album Mystery Girl from 1989. Now I'm going to go over a bit of history about the album, a bit of background, show you my copies of the album, and give the album as a whole a marking out of 10. So, Roy Orbison's Mystery Girl was Roy Orbison's 22nd studio album, released on January the 31st, 1989 on Virgin Records. Now before making this album, Roy Orbison's last album of new material had been 1979's album Laminar Flow, and this release followed a run of commercial and critical failures in the United States since his years of international stardom in the 1960s. But in the 80s, there was support from admirers like, the director David Lynch and even Bruce Springsteen, and this was reversing this trend, making him, a concert attraction again, and he wasn't a obscurity anymore in his homeland. So, and then Roy began recording this album in 1987, in the summer of '87, after signing with Virgin Records, who released the In Dreams the Greatest Hits album, and Roy recorded this album throughout '87, I think during days when he was off the road, and he began working with Jeff Lynne around 1987, where they wrote the song You Got It, which became a big hit. And he was also, in between this, he was doing his touring, but he was also doing the Traveling Wilburys, and even a few of the members of the Wilburys appear on this record too. So, a lot of great people worked in this album, which we'll talk about later on in the album. And so, he spent a good year, part of '88 recording it, and then by November '88, the album was complete, mixed, and Roy was given interviews for the album and did a couple of concerts until he unfortunately died of a heart attack on December 6, 1988 at the age of 52. The album came out a month later in January of '89 and was a real big hit. It was a number 5 in America and a number 2 in the UK, so it was a top 10 on both sides of the Atlantic. And it also... in 1989, Roy Orbison became the first deceased musician since Elvis Presley to have 2 top 5 albums in the US. He even had 2 UK top 10 albums as well, including a compilation of one of his greatest hits, and this one. Also in 1990, the song You Got It was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Performance in the male category. I think this was at the Grammy Awards. So yeah, really great album, and one of my favourite albums of all time. So now I'm going to show you my copy of the vinyl record. Here's my record of it. This is an original British pressing from 1989 on Virgin Records. It's quite a cool cover. Let's see. There's the back. Unfortunately, this one's got a John Menzies sticker covering one of the songs. So yeah, but there's the songs there. Gatefold sleeve. Nice picture of Roy there. Liner notes. The inner sleeve with all the lyrics and who plays what in each track. You can turn it upside down as well. And it's Virgin Records, like I say. It's in pretty good condition. And I've got another vinyl copy of it as well. And this was not in as good a condition as my other one, but this one doesn't have the John Menzies sticker covering over the song You Got It. Pretty much similar, but the record's quite stretchy in this one. I've also got, hang on, plastic in this one's a bit split too. I need to find some better plastic sleeves, I must admit. We got a CD of it called Mystery Girl Deluxe, which has the original album and some bonus demos as well, and even a DVD of the Mystery Girl Unraveled, which is like a documentary of the making of Mystery Girl. It's a really good watch. And there's also a couple of unreleased songs called You Are My Love, which is a work tape demo, and The Way Is Love, which was a song that Roy had recorded as a demo on a cassette tape, but his sons Roy Jr., Wesley and Alex completed it along with John Carter Cash, who's Johnny Cash's son. And so yeah, a really good song. There's all the songs in there, and even the studio demo is really good to listen to. I'll show you the discs. There's the CD. And there's the DVD. So there's that one. I've also got the Mystery Girl Deluxe on vinyl as well. Double album. This one's on one disc. So yeah, really good record to have. This came out in 2014. So they re-released it in 2014. So 25 years on. So now we're going to go over the album songs. So the first one up to open up this album is You Got It. Now this became a big hit after Roy's death, and this was the first single off the album, which I have. Which this is an American pressing of it. This was a big hit. It was a number 3 in the UK, and what number did it do in America? I'll need to read it up on my mobile phone here because yeah, I need to try and prepare. Hang on. So yeah, can't feel prepared for this this video. Just hang on. You got it. In America, it was a number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. So yeah, it was a big hit on both sides of the Atlantic, and it's one of my favourites. Very catchy song. Very chorus is quite catchy. You'll probably have it in your head for a while. Yeah, this one was written by Jeff Lynne and Tom Petty and Roy Orbison. Now they had been working in the Traveling Wilburys, and there's really interesting like behind the scenes studio footage which you get to see in the Mystery Girl Unraveled documentary of them kind of working on the song. So yeah, really great song. One of my favourite Roy Orbison songs. You Got It. Next we have In the Real World, which is used by Roy Orbison, Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Roy Orbison's wife Barbara. Now this is a really good song. One of my favourite songs on the album. Quite a nice slow song. Kind of like it's almost like a sequel to In Dreams in a way. You know, so 26 years on. So yeah, really good. Even the backing vocals from Roy, Barbara, and even Howie Epstein from Tom Petty's band also on here. So yeah, really great record. Song, sorry, not record. Yeah, really love that song, In the Real World. Then we have All I Can Do Is Dreamy, which is produced by T-Bone Burnett. Now this was the first song that Roy recorded for the album in 1987. And he also played it on the Black and White Night TV special, which was a big source in Roy's comeback. And played a big part in Roy's career resurgence, was the Black and White Night TV special. And this was one of the 2 songs off this album he did on the Black and White Night film, the other which we'll talk about. This is one of my favourite ones. This was written by Billy Burnett, who would later go into Fleetwood Mac, for Roy, and it's a really good song. One of my favourite songs, a good upbeat rocker. One of my favourites. Then we have A Love So Beautiful, which is written by Roy Orbison and Jeff Lynne, but also produced by Jeff Lynne. And this is a really great, nice, slow song. We've got George Harrison and an acoustic guitar in here as well, which is really good. Yeah, just one of my favourite Roy songs. Great song, one of my favourites. As I say. We have California Blue, which was written by Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne and Roy Orbison, and produced by Jeff Lynne as well. Yeah, one of my favourite songs. The acoustic guitar, lyrics, vocals. You know, Roy's vocals were just amazing regardless of what song it was. So yeah, one of my favourite Roy songs. And there's even interesting behind the scenes recording studio footage where they get George Harrison to try and sing the harmony vocals, but it sounded a bit too flat that way, and it would have sounded that way if George Harrison was on it, but at least George appears in one of the songs on the album. But yeah, really good song, California Blue, one of my favourite Roy Orbison songs. Great one. Then we flip on to side 2, and She's a Mystery to Me. This was written and produced by Bono from U2. A bit of a story behind this one because Bono and the band U2 by this point, I think they were big. I'd say they were big by this point, 1987, 89, and they were going to do a concert at Wembley Arena, I think it was, and Bono had been up the night before. You know, he'd had this song in his head which he thought was a Roy Orbison song on the Blue Velvet album, soundtrack album, because Blue Velvet was a film in Dreams where In Dreams was the song on the film Blue Velvet. And Bono thought there was another Roy Orbison song on that soundtrack, and when Bono looked for the song he couldn't find it and believed he'd written it. So when he played it to the band at the soundcheck, and they liked it and they thought it was the kind of song that Roy Orbison would sing. And so they did the show, and then Bono was still working on the song backstage, and they said, "Oh, you're really going on this song?" And Bono was like, "Yeah, it's just something in my head." And then there was a knock on the door, and their security guard said, "I've got Roy Orbison and his wife Barbara outside. I'd like to meet you." And then they said, "Oh, can we bring them in?" So Roy came in, and Bono and him talked, and he said, "You would have a song for me, you know?" And Bono said, "Yeah, we're working on something." And then about a year later, Roy went into the studio to record the song, and it's an amazing song. It's kind of like almost like mystery in a way, kind of like it's a really great song. And even Benmont Tench and Howie Epstein from Tom Petty's band play in this track too, and Bono I think does in this track too, and even a drummer called Jim Keltner. Now Jim Keltner is this drummer, he's a session drummer, he's played with people like John Lennon, George Harrison. I think he also played with Ringo as well, but he's also done things with the Wilburys as well, and Tom Petty stuff too. But yeah, Jim Keltner, good drummer, real great song, She's a Mystery to Me, one of my favourite Roy Orbison songs. Then we have The Comedians, which is also T-Bo Burnett produced track, and this was the other song played on Black and White Night. This was written by Elvis Costello, who was one of the guests on Black and White Night, along with Bruce Springsteen and other people, which we'll talk about later. And it's kind of like Running Scared because it's got the It's almost like a rewrite of Running Scared in a way, or a revisit of Running Scared in a way, because it's got the because that's what Running Scared had. And yeah, this is one of my favourite songs. It's almost like a haunting vocal in a way. It's a really, really good song. One of my favourites, The Comedians. Next we have The Only One of my favourite Roy songs. This was produced by Roy Orbison and Mike Campbell, and this was written by Roy's son Wesley Orbison, his eldest son from his first marriage. And I think Wesley really had something special when he wrote this song and gave it to his dad. It's a really, really great song. One of our favourite Roy Orbison songs. Yeah, really like the lyrics, good vocal, as always, just one of my favourite Roy songs. Then we have Windsurfer. Windsurfer was a song that Roy had written with his old co-writer Bill Dees, who had written the big hit Pretty Woman and It's Over with Roy. And so they wrote the song. There's even a demo on here as well, a home demo of this song on here as well. And it was actually originally going to be a death song. The original lyrics were, it was early one morning on a lonely or lovely beach. They found him face down in the sand. But I think it was the record executive of Virgin, Jeff Aroff, was like, but does the windsurfer have to die? So they rewrote it. It was early one morning on a lonely beach. He left a message and he wrote it in the sand. You know, so that could, we don't really know what happened to the windsurfer, but it could be, anything could have happened to that windsurfer. But yeah, one of my favourite Roy songs. It even has Howie Epstein and Benmont Tench, I think, is on this track as well. And we close the album with Careless Heart, one of my favourite songs, produced by Roy Orbison and Mike Campbell, and also features, the last three songs all feature Roy Orbison, Mike Campbell and Benmont Tench and Howie Epstein on here. So yeah, really good set of songs to work on. I really love the lyrics, vocals, one of my favourites, the guitar solo, short but it's really good. It's quite a good song, one of my favourite Roy songs, and yeah, what more needs to be said about this one. So there we are. That's it. And also, there were other singles, which I forgot to mention. She's a Mystery to Me was a single, so was California Blue. I don't have that single, but I've also got the 12 inches for You Got It as well, which I was going to mention in a minute, but forgot. There's 12 inch. There's 12 inch She's a Mystery to Me. I've shown these before in my Roy Orbison vinyl collection video, but it's always worth showing them again. I've shown these two like different times. So yeah, that's it for Roy Orbison's Mystery Girl. Now, in terms of albums, it's a 10 out of 10. Amazing record, one of my favourite records of all time. If you've not heard this record, go check it out on YouTube because it's a great record. And yeah, and you know, it's just unfortunate that Roy didn't live to see the impact it ended up having on the album. And I'm sure he would have been proud, and he would have been amazed with how well the album done. And yeah, it's just one of my favourite records. And hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for the next video. Until then, goodbye.